Whoa, what up everybody? So now I gotta go stop at Harbor Freight really quick and Home Depot. I'm gonna get a smoothie too because I'm on a lazy bones and I have nothing at my house. But in today's video, we are either gonna be doing the install the gauge in the Fit. I'm not too sure yet. Because if the gauge goes well really quickly, I'm just gonna probably just throw the fin sensor in. Might as well. It's gonna take 2 minutes to bleed the system. No, I think that should be it. I'll see you guys at Home Depot later. Alrighty guys, we are back. Yeah, I don't know why, but AutoZone test light, $20 or $17.99, I'm sorry, or $19.99 with the LCD, so you can get true volt reading, which is like, all right, if I'm like troubleshooting some stuff, maybe cool, but I just need to know if it's got power or not. 20 bucks. Harbor Freight, $2.99. Don't sleep. All right, moccasins are up. Thought I was gonna put it on the top hose, but the way this is like not ideal, I think I'm gonna just put it right here in the bottom. I think I'm just gonna do it like this. It'll be clean. I can tuck the wire in like that actually, so that way it can run along this harness. And it'll be fine and like kind of like OEM almost. I'm hoping I got the right size. We're gonna pop the bottom piece off. But basically, we gotta go into our fuse panel and get our harness for our water temp gauge. You're gonna have the green one that goes to the sensor. Your black one is your ground, of course. Now your yellow and red, one's gonna be constant, and then one is gonna be your ignition switch, and then the orange one is gonna be your headlight dimmer switch. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna need to find 3 power sources in our fuse panel to basically wire this guy up correctly. We have these little add fuses. Now, these things are cool, but the good thing, I'd just say go on Amazon. Realistically, one of these at AutoZone was $6. I got a 5-pack for like $8.99. So these should do it. If I can just ground it on here. Okay, so what we need to do now first is verify our equipment works, of course. So let's do it. Let me just check a random fuse. Hey, we got power. We're looking good. I think I'm gonna do it off of the radio. I'm gonna do 26 is on the radio, and then number 26 is right here. It's the 7.5 amp fuse. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. That little guy right there. So I got power. I need a constant 12 volts, so regardless if my key is outside of the ignition or not. So key is outside. So realistically, I'm just gonna start testing stuff. Number 18. Number 18 is TPMS. TPMS light is going to be constant. Now what we need to do is we need to find one that only comes on with our headlights. And that's gonna be the interesting one. That's gonna be, this might be difficult, but I think what I'm gonna do is, honestly, I think I'm just gonna go off one of these headlights. So I have my left and right here, and there's my 220 amps. Okay, so it looks like you don't really need to do the bottom screws per se. You just take like a little panel tool and pop this thing up. This guy will come up and out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and line up the gauge first to kind of see where I wanna go. And I'm gonna try and tuck the wires back down in there. So I don't know if this is a good or bad idea, but I think I'm just gonna mount the gauge first and then screw it in and then kind of go from there. So I'm just gonna send it like that. It's a little bit loose. Yes, barely. I'm gonna have to like do all that to get it out, but it works. gauge works. Explodes or something. My constants didn't work, so I have that set up. I turn it off. I turn it back on. And it does. This just has a controlled stream. And it's just casually peeing into my freaking container. That's... Don't get slide. Oh, that was easy, so. Alrighty, so my mistake. Didn't even think about it, so I probably should have put it up on the upper hose, but I honestly did not even think about the thermostat. I felt like, okay, I'm gonna get an overall temperature of what's going on, regardless if maybe it was a delay off the thermostat of a couple minutes, but sometimes my gauge doesn't even go over 100 degrees when I'm in some cold weather, so I have bought a replacement hose to kind of swap that back over, and then I'm gonna just put this guy right back over here. Stock hose, or at least replacement, is back in. So yabba dabba doo, let's get this top hose. Ooh, I don't know. Yeah, let's get it, Val. Alrighty. We have hose returned, sensor in correct location. I do just have to zip tie those lines. Actually, I should probably do that while this thing is going. And then I'm ready to bleed the system. It took a lot more coolant this time, so I'm hoping I actually did this correct. Let's see.